So every company wants to grow, right? It's the name of the game. But how you get there, well, that's a strategic minefield. Do you just get bigger at what you're already doing, or do you build something totally new? Today, we're going to break down that critical M&A choice, doubling down on your core versus conquering entirely new arenas. And look, this isn't some theoretical case study. This is the multi-billion-dollar question that literally makes or breaks companies and shapes entire industries. You get this right, you build an icon. You get it wrong, you end up as a cautionary tale everyone studies for what not to do. And when you really boil it down, that high-stakes choice comes down to two fundamental paths. You can either double down on what you already do best, we'll call that market expansion, or you can venture into completely new territory through what we call diversification. All right, let's dive into that first strategy, market expansion. The easiest way to think about this is as a horizontal play. It's all about taking your flag and planting it on more of the map that you already know and hopefully dominate. Now, market expansion isn't about reinventing the wheel, not at all. It's a laser-focused strategy. You take the product you've already perfected, your winning formula, and you introduce it to a whole new audience, scaling it across new geographies, often by just buying up the competitors who are already there. And the goals here, they're really straightforward and incredibly powerful. First, you want to grab a bigger piece of the pie, right? Increase that market share. Then, by getting bigger, you drive down your costs through massive economies of scale. And finally, you solidify your position as the undisputed leader in your space. Microsoft's buyout of LinkedIn is a perfect textbook case of this. I mean, Microsoft was already a giant in enterprise software. So instead of, trying to make cars, they bought LinkedIn to expand that software ecosystem into the massive world of professional networking. It was a perfect horizontal move. And the price tag, wow. It just shows you the level of commitment. We're talking over $26 billion. That wasn't just a simple purchase. That was a definitive statement from Microsoft about their ambition to absolutely dominate the professional cloud. Okay, so that's one way to go. Now let's completely switch gears and talk about the second path, diversification. This is a totally different game. We're talking about vertical integration or launching brand new products. It's about building a fundamentally different company. So you see, where expansion is about doing more of the same thing, diversification is about doing something completely new. It is a bold leap. You're adding entirely new capabilities, or maybe even taking control of a completely different stage of your own supply chain. And why behind it is totally different too. You might do this to secure your supply chain, to prevent any disruptions. Or hey, maybe you just want to sell more kinds of things to the customers you already have, capturing a greater share of their wallet. And a third really powerful reason is to mitigate risk. You add a totally new business to protect the mothership in case its core market ever stalls out. And you really can't find a better example than Amazon buying Whole Foods. It was this absolutely breathtaking jump from the digital world of clicks and code into the very physical, very complex world of brick-and-mortar grocery stores. For $13.7 billion, Amazon didn't just buy a grocery chain. No way. They bought a physical footprint, completely transforming their logistics and their customer reach, like overnight. It was a massive diversification of their entire business model. But, and this is a huge but, this path comes with a giant warning label. Venturing into the unknown when your core business isn't rock solid is incredibly dangerous. If you get it wrong, what you hoped would be diversification can quickly turn into what we call die-worsification, a move that just ends up weakening the whole company. So this brings us right to the heart of the matter. You have to understand how these two strategies stack up. It all boils down to that classic trade-off between risk and reward. This table lays it all out pretty clearly. On one hand, you've got market expansion. That's your lower risk, more certain path. The rewards might be a bit more incremental, but you're betting on a model you already know works. On the other hand, diversification. That's the high-stakes bet. The potential payoff is huge, could be transformative, but the uncertainty is much, much higher because you're literally building new strengths from scratch. So the choice really hinges on your company's situation. Are you in a mature, stable market where the best move is to consolidate and just get more efficient? That probably points to expansion. Or are you facing some serious disruption, where the biggest risk is actually just standing still? Well, that might demand the bold, transformative bet of diversification. It's really a choice between predictable growth and a much riskier shot at total reinvention. So you're standing at this fork in the road.
How in the world do you actually decide which growth lever to pull for your own organization?
Well, using a structured framework is your best guide. First, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Is our core business stable and profitable enough to actually fund a new adventure? Second, analyze your current market. Is it totally saturated, or is there still room to grow? And third, you have to define your risk appetite. Does your company have the culture, the cash, and the leadership to handle a high-stakes failure and actually learn from it?
Which leaves us with one final, critical question to think about. In today's market, where entire industries can get completely upended overnight, what is the greater risk? Is it playing it safe in a market that might be shrinking under your feet, or is it venturing into the unknown to secure your place in the future?